button clicked?
I do.
Should be music.
There should.
You hear the music?
No.
Nobody hears the music but me?
You're the only
Damn
one
it.
that hears the music.
All right. Well, you know.
I'll
I
put
wonder
it
if it's
in
gonna
later.
be. I wonder if it's gonna be a glitch in the matrix. Then let's see what happens. Nope, it let me pause it. Hey, boys and girls, this is Chris and Mike show. I'm Chris. He's Mike, and we have Darren here, who's all the way. Where are you at, Darren?
I'm in UK, Ellie, UK, which is about 2 hours out of London.
Okay.
And we're
he's-
on
that's
tour
awesome.
right now with the Classic Seeger.
And what's your role in Classic Seeger, man? Are you the singer?
I'm the singer. I'm the
Right on.
I portray Bob Seeger, and we got a
Yeah.
9-piece band, and
Cool.
we're having a great time over here.
Right on. And you write all the
And
music,
the-
all the songs, everything.
Well,
Primary songwriter.
I wish. I'm
Hey, I
a little
love
bit
your-
older right now, but
I love your hat, by the way. That's awesome. Muscle Shoals.
Oh, right
oh
on.
yeah,
A
we're
lot of great
we're very
music
fond of
came
that
out
place. We've got to record there a few times, so every time
Really?
I go there, I pick up a new.
Oh,
A
you've
new,
actually recorded
souvenir.
at Muscle Shoals?
Yeah, a couple times now. We whenever we do a show in the area, we always book, and Bob Seger had a huge history there. He recorded a lot of his music with the Swampers in the same room. We just struck a relationship with them, and we get to go. We go there, try to go for once a year,
That's
Right on,
awesome.
man.
and it's a pretty amazing building.
Have you ever met Bob?
No. So he lives where I live in Canada. We're about 45 minutes from Detroit, right on the river. I don't know if you've ever heard of Port Huron, Michigan. That's where right across. And so Bob,
Absolutely.
he still currently lives pretty close. And it's funny, he used to keep his boat in Sarnia. So I know so many people who are mechanics in the marina, and he said he was the best guy ever and very down to earth. But
Right on.
I was never ever invited to the marina to meet him. So
I kind of,
But
I
he's,
kind of feel, I feel like he would be a very down to earth, just old school, you know what I mean? You sense that. I've seen him live. He's fantastic live.
Absolutely.
And I saw his Farewell tour, and it was like he didn't miss a beat. It's like I was listening to a record. Aside from some of the little different things he did during the songs, but from a vocal standpoint, he was spot on, which
well, I'm
I
sure
love.
you've
'Cause
seen it.
Yeah, you had to have seen him live a few times, right, Darren?
yeah, I've seen him a handful of times. First one in 96, I think it was, and when he first came out of his retirement. He gave it up for a few years just to spend
Yeah.
time raising
That's
his
the
kids.
tour I
and,
saw, Darren.
yeah, that was amazing. And Kenny Aronoff was on drums, which I'm a
Absolutely.
huge fan of him. And yeah, so that was probably one of the best I've seen. But yeah, he's very family oriented. You always see him in Detroit. He's always at the Lions games or a Tiger game or at a concert. He's very, he's just living, retired and living his life.
Well, you know what stood
Yep.
out to me was when Kid Rock inducted him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That
Oh, it
speech
wasn't that amazing.
was just spectacular. He talked about how he was a family man and how he had every last dollar he ever made because he wasn't out there, living that rock and roll lifestyle or whatever. He was just writing great songs and kicking ass.
Yeah, that was he nailed it, that induction there. Yeah, it was pretty good. So you guys play music too?
Absolutely. Yeah, the song you were supposed to hear at the beginning, which you'll hear when you hear the podcast,
Okay.
that'll be our song.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Sometimes you have technical difficulties, but yeah, Chris and I met in the early 90s and we played for many years together, wrote a lot of songs, played with some great people like the Marshall Tucker Band and Pat Travers and Tony McAlpine. And oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's the Classic Seeger Facebook page.
What a backdrop, man. Beautiful.
I'm not sure where that is.
That's rock and roll right there, man.
Yeah, that might be downtown, the Soundboard Casino in Detroit. That might be.
It doesn't matter. It's
That was a-
badass, dude.
No, I'm
Yeah,
just
that-
trying for myself. I haven't seen that one a bit, and that's
Such a
great
great
picture.
stage.
It's your cover photo on your Facebook page, man.
Oh
He's
yeah,
like,
well,
"Yeah."
that's how much I pay attention.
We've moved
That's how
on
much
since
I pay
then.
attention. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a question real quick, Darren. you're out there portraying Bob Seger. What kind of legalities are involved in that? Are you
Well,
sanctioned by
it goes
his
with all tribute
management
bands.
or?
No, we've been pretty good, and I mean, there's the tribute band is very popular right now, so everybody's in the same boat. So when we sell tickets for shows, we have to pay his licensing company a fee. That's set up through like BMI, SOCAN, all these various places, and it's a percentage of the tickets. And whether Bob sees the money or not, but the publishing company does, and that's legality. We do everything when we do videos. Like we have a couple YouTube videos out. We always put music written and performed by Bob Seger, and there's I think most of the artists. I've never heard any tribute band have any issues.
Okay, now that leads me to another question, though, that Chris and I have a problem with, because obviously we like to talk to musicians and we like to play music on here. When you release clips of you guys playing his music, you don't get any kind of copyright problems from YouTube? Or is it because you have management that already has that set up to pay those licensing fees up front? Do you know that answer to that question?
So whenever we upload a clip, YouTube does their due diligence, and obviously Bob Seger's publishing companies signed off that he doesn't care. Basically,
Okay.
it comes it passed the checks. There's no copyright issues.
You guys are doing all the right things up front, and he knows that. And believe me when I tell you, he is getting paid by his publishing company. That's what they're there for.
Yeah, I'm
So-
sure. Yeah, does he even know he exists? Maybe he does. I'm not sure, but I'm sure his management knows. Everything's above board anyway, and again, even here in the UK, looking at the ticket reports, it has to go to the publishing companies, get their cut, and what more can we do?
No, that's really cool. I mean, you guys are doing all the right things. I just asked out of my own selfish curiosity because, back in the day when we were playing cover songs in bars and stuff like that, Chris and I never did that. We were an original band, but I've played, well, we did do a couple covers. We did Roadhouse, we did Cat
Roadhouse
Scratch
Blues.
Fever. Back then, nobody cared. There wasn't all this, the only way that people are making money is through basically what you guys are doing, being out there touring and selling tickets to shows, right? Because there isn't a lot of money on the streaming. There isn't a lot of people actually buying physical copies of music. You got a few holdouts like Chris who still support the cause, and he buys everything from everybody, and God bless him, right? But
I
for
buy the
most
whole
part-
album,
Yeah.
Darren. When I go in, I buy the whole album. I just don't buy one song because to me, like back in the day when we had to buy albums, right, and CDs and cassette tapes, you bought it for one song, and then you had all these surprises because the artist would just release one song to get you to go buy the record, right? So then,
And those are sometimes the best songs. Were
right.
The rest of the album was better.
So
Yep.
prime example, when Pearl Jam dropped, I think it was Even Flow first. I was like, yeah, it's a decent song, but then they dropped Alive. I'm like, fuck, I love that song. So that
Me too.
prompted me to go buy the CD, which I opened the lyrics up, and from a vocalist standpoint, that's what hooked me. The lyrics, because you can't really understand better half the time, but the lyrics hooked me. And so that's my gig. So I just don't want to stick myself in a box of just one song. We had phenomenal dude on the show. Mike and I don't know why this guy's not top of the charts in the country music world, because he's just phenomenal. Dave Nudo. He's got a song, "The Lord of the Devil," that if we played it right now, you'd be like, "That's top 20 country all day long."
Dave
right?
Nudo.
Dave
I'll have
Nudo,
to
yeah.
look that up.
Nudo. Right. But had I just bought that one song, I wouldn't have known the rest of his stuff. So I bought one of his albums, and then that song was just a single. But I drew to that song right away, but just because the title, man, "The Lord or the Devil," that just spoke to me. And it's one of those songs, dude, that just you listen to it. If you Google it when we're done and listen to it, I'd be shocked if you don't have the same feeling. Like, why isn't this guy top 10?
It's not even that the rest of his music is outstanding, and it's totally great quality country music.
Yeah.
It's kind of Americana country rock.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a cool
I'll
style.
probably love it then.
He's from Idaho.
Yeah.
But the reason we keep harping on this one song, and the reason I think you'll have the same feeling, Darren, is when you hear it, it's like, why is this not in movies, commercials, TV shows?
Mhm.
It just has that, this is America, and this is, it's almost like this is what human beings struggle with kind of song, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
good. I'll
Where's the-
definitely check it out because I'm always looking for new music to
Yeah.
listen to, and I miss that.
it's-
You were talking about albums, buying albums, and
Yeah.
they're all growing up, and every paycheck and teenager go running this. In Canada, a big thing was Sam the Record Man, and that's
Yeah,
where we
we
went to
ta-
buy the
yeah.
albums, and
Yeah. Tower Records in America.
Yep.
yeah,
But that's how it was. That was the cool thing about it. And before MTV came along, then when you went to a concert, you still had the chills, you know, when the band, the house lights come off, you know, and you're standing in the crowd. You've never seen these guys in person at all. You don't know what they look like. And then
They're real
and then the lights-
people, dude.
Right.
They're
And then
real
the lights
people.
come up, right? The lights come up and the fucking electricity in the crowd goes crazy and, you know, hands in the air and you can't hear the first song because everybody's screaming. Like
yeah.
the kids nowadays, they don't get that. They don't
No.
because you're so flooded with social media. Like, you know what the rock artists.
You know
look
the
like,
set,
what
you know the
yeah,
set list
yeah.
before you go ahead of time, and
You know, that's
I'm
one
guilty for
story
that. Looking,
we are too.
I do too. Yeah, I
But
do
that's-
too. But still,
That's actually a subject that's never come up musically on this, and Chris just nailed it. These kids today will never know that feeling that the three of us had of standing in the middle of that arena when the lights go down, and you hear either the first drum beat or the first guitar chord, and people like just went crazy.
they lose their shit,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. You don't see
my
that
first
nowadays.
concert, I was 7.5 years old in 1977. My mom brought me to see Kiss,
We're the same
Sweet.
age.
and that was pretty good. Yeah, that was
Sweet.
a good introduction to live music.
Absolutely.
My first concert, this is embarrassing, was Men at Work. With some neighborhood
They just
mine was
did a big
Poison.
tour this summer.
Well, at least Poison is fucking, you know, they hit a pinnacle in the hair rock. Like, here's a Men
Well,
at Work
that's true.
concert, okay? We're at the Madhouse in McDowell in Phoenix, which is Veterans Memorial Coliseum, okay? And I shit you not, nobody was standing. It was Men at Work. About, I don't know, half an hour, 40 minutes of the show, they turn on all the fucking lights in the stadium, okay? All of them, right? They drop a giant map in front of the drum riser, okay? You got Colin Hayes standing there on his microphone, pointing to the map, telling the world where Australia is. I'm like, if this is rock and roll, I don't fucking like
Yeah.
it, man.
I don't like it.
And then
Yeah,
what was it?
that's-
And then that next Christmas, I think my brother got me either Kiss Dynasty or Destroyer, and I'm like, oh, this is rock and roll.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it went up from there. But yeah, that was my first concert, and then my first real concert was Cheap Trick, which, you know, is much better than Men at Work. So
Oh, yeah.
I was drugged to Men at Work.
Rockford,
and Cheap
Illinois,
Trick-
brother.
Right
up the
Cheap
road.
Trick, I willingly went to go see. So, you know, but yeah, I get you. But you don't have that. Like Mike's point, I went on a tangent. Sorry, squirrel.
It's all good.
ADHD moments.
That's why we're here.
You know. But I do like tribute bands. I didn't know that, what you said about the tribute bands and how you have to pay licensing fees and stuff. Because the only
At the
I
level
tried
he's
to-
at, for sure.
right, well, because you figured the Van Halen tribute, because they go all over the world, right? Atomic Punks,
Yeah.
and I don't really. Those are you and Classic Seeger and the Atomic Punks are the only two I can really think of from a tribute band standpoint. I mean, there's that Pink Floyd tribute, right? I think. What are they? Australian Pink Floyd.
Yeah. Oh, we lost
Uh-oh.
Aaron.
We lost Darren. He'll be back.
He's across the ocean, and
He is
I don't
across
know
the
if
ocean.
I don't know if you know this, that the underground internet cable, which is more of the internet than anything, that runs underneath the ocean, got cut not that long ago. So I'm sure there's a repair that's keeping it going right now that might be, you know, slowing things down. I noticed he wasn't uploading as fast as you and I.
Oh. Huh. Is that what happened a couple days ago? Because remember
Yes.
a couple days ago, there was all kinds of shit going on.
Yeah, the last time you and I talked about, we both had cellular and you had
Yeah.
internet problems when you
Yeah.
recorded the mayor that day.
Yeah.
That was right around the time that they said there was they claimed it was like a terrorist. You know, somebody actually
Oh.
cut it on purpose.
Wow. That's
So-
crazy.
Yeah, you know, even like the Pink Floyd light show that I went to see when I lived in Phoenix, they would have to pay, obviously,
Yeah.
some sort of a percentage of their ticket sales to
Yeah.
the
So
management company.
while we're waiting for Darren to come back, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about this. The 30 arrests made from current and past players and referees in the NBA, which is directly connected with the mafia, for a 30-year operation of corruption. This is why when they brought gambling into sports, I was weary.
Nobody
Because
feels more vindicated than Steele right now because he's literally been saying it since probably the late 80s or the early 90s for sure that
Right.
that shit was fixed.
Well, and think about it. When the Suns had the run with Steve Nash, all the bullshit calls they got against them. Remember when Robert Horry body checked him into the scoring table and there was not a flag or not
Yes,
a not a
foul.
whistle blown? Right. So you got to look back now and think, okay, how many of these championship runs are tainted? I don't think the Bulls.
You know
are in
what
that
did it for him?
conversation. What?
If you think about watching an NBA game and there's 2.5 minutes left, he always uses somewhere around 2.5 minutes as an example. Your team could be down by 22 points and end up winning by 10 points. That doesn't
Right.
happen in basketball if you're playing basketball the way it was intended to be played. All you have to do is watch college basketball.
Yeah.
If you're down by 22 points with 2.5 minutes left, you're going to fucking lose.
Right. It's no different than the Giants being ahead of the Broncos, 18 points with 6 minutes left. There's been 2 NFL commentators come out and say the
If
calls
you look
were
at that
bullshit.
score from the first quarter to the fourth
Yeah.
quarter, it's like Broncos 0-0-0-0-0-0-0-0,
Yeah.
0, and then all of a sudden it's 13, 28.
Yep. And there's 2 NFL commentators that have come out and vocalized the fact that they think that the calls that were made during that 6 minute span were bullshit. I'm sure a lot of it has to do with the gambling and the numbers and the spread and shit like that. I mean, I don't know because I don't gamble like you do, but
No, but we can speculate. That's why we're here,
Totally.
right? And
yeah,
I completely agree with your speculation, and there's becoming too many examples. So now you and I, within this NFL season, have talked about $1.1 billion being bet on the Packers money line, which was a record money line bet
Right.
for any single team.
right,
ever.
right.
And
Yeah.
now we're talking about your beloved New York Giants basically having the game in the bag in any other NFL
Yeah.
season 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
1,602 games played where the team is ahead by 18 points in the fourth quarter with less than 5 minutes left, wins the game.
That was the first time it ever happened, correct?
Right. That was
Yeah.
the first time a team lost.
There you go. What's that
So
tell you?
this exactly. It's I like the fact that this NBA stuff that's going on, that I thought I was gonna get more out of that LeBron is in that conversation.
I kind of did get a little kick out of that myself, to be honest with you.
Because, LaFlop, the queen, the king of flop. So
But
yeah,
you know,
so
here's
yeah,
the
go
here's
ahead.
the trouble though. Who is everybody's hero in the NBA?
Michael Jordan.
What does
And Kobe
Michael
Bryant.
Jordan like to do more than anybody on earth?
Gamble. Oh, gamble.
So
Well,
his name's
so-
probably going to come out somewhere.
So here's the thing. I had this full conspiracy theory back when Jordan stepped away for 2 years.
Tell me.
Okay. So because he gambles like crazy, we all know he gambles like crazy, but he never gambled on the game. He gambled at the golf course, things
That
like
we know
like-
of.
Right. That we know. So I think he owed money to some bad people,
Yes.
and that's why his dad was killed.
Oh, you and Steele
Specu-
agree on that one too.
Speculation.
He
I'm
spe-
not,
We talked
Right,
about
'cause-
that back in the day. I agree
Right.
with you too.
Yeah, because he was found on the side of the road in a Cadillac, right?
Yes.
And then Jordan steps away for 2 years and goes plays baseball to take the attention off him, and then comes back because he paid the debt, or there was enough gap between, or there's something with him and the commissioner saying, "Hey, you got to step away for 2 years, or we're going to fuck up your legacy." I love Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I just there's
But
there's
just like the
nobody I
rest of us, he
right.
has some skeletons in his closet, right?
Right. There's nobody I enjoyed watching play basketball more than him. I wasn't a Homer Bulls fan. I'm born in Illinois, so I've watched them, religiously as much as I watched the Suns. So it's kind of 1 and 2.
Sure. Me too.
But if you look back over 30 years and all the controversy that's dropped just in NBA. And there's people are so tired of the NBA now, which I totally get. I haven't watched the NBA in years
I
just
gave
because it's,
up after Barkley and Ainge and Marley and all those guys retired. That was I haven't watched it since then, literally.
I think I stopped the year before COVID because I was so tired of LeBron being the face. Even though Kobe should have been the face because Kobe was still alive, they were still just, LeBron. It just changed, man. The game changed. And if all these allegations are true, this is why the game changed, because it turned into money. It turned into how can we make money? How can we beat the spread? I mean, 30 people, man, from coaches and players and referees and shit.
But as people here, I'll play devil's advocate.
Okay.
As people lose their mind over all this, put yourself in that same position. And this is what I like to call human nature, right? This is what people do.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what subject you're talking about. When you put that much money in front of a relatively small group of people, when we're talking about the 7 billion people on the planet, right?
Right.
So a relatively small number of people control the NBA in relation to humanity.
Right.
Look at the amount of money they're controlling. It's just greed takes over. That's why it's one of the 7 deadly sins, right?
Yeah.
It's not an accident that it's in that group. So it does. All I'm saying is it doesn't surprise me, and it shouldn't surprise anybody else. Believe me.
No.
Your church, your politicians, your business, if they're at the level of the NBA, they're all corrupt too at some level. They just are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody's got their hand in the pot.
Somebody, yeah, absolutely. It has to be. And I think it's on a level that we haven't even really touched on yet because of what's going to go down, And,
I thought it was fucking crazy, man. Just that it went that far and they actually got enough evidence to say, okay, yeah, we're making indictments now.
Yeah. Like, we're fucking it up, man. We're going to fuck you all up, which is good. So I really think, though, it doesn't stop in NBA. Like I said, I think it goes to the NFL. I think it goes to baseball.
Of course it does.
And which is the hypocrisy of Pete Rose. And that's kind of would explain why the guy, Shoshani, we didn't talk about this, but I don't know how to say his name.
Ohtani.
But his game where his 6 innings pitched and 3 at-bats with 3 home runs and 3 RBIs.
So here's a fact that most people laughed at when they found out that the Dodgers paid $750 million or $700 million.
We broke it down. Remember, we broke it down per bat.
Yes, we did, ladies and gentlemen.
$76,000 per bat.
They've already made their money back.
Oh yeah.
Almost double.
Right, almost double. It's crazy. And look, Darren's back.
Welcome
you
back,
can see
brother.
me. Did you see me come back a minute or two ago?
We didn't.
No.
Oh, no, I've been trying to. You were talking sports, I think.
Yeah. We're filling the gap because
Good.
the whole thing went down yesterday. I don't know if you know that or not, but the NBA, there are 30 coaches and officials and players, past and present, that all got arrested.
I did hear something. Yeah.
Connection with the mob and just the whole world's fucking falling apart, man.
Massive indictments.
Yeah.
No, I'll have to.
That's
with the time change here, 5 hours, we're getting things later and.
Yeah. So what time is it there? It's 9:30 in the morning in Arizona. What time are you?
11:30.
5:30.
5:30
and 5:30 in the afternoon.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That's cool. We
got a show. We got a show tonight at 7:30, so I'm looking forward to it. And
where are you playing at?
It's called the Maltings. The town's Ely. It's called. It's venue's called the Maltings. It's a cool little place. And
is it like a theater or a?
Yeah, this is more of a theater. So last night we played in I call it a cathedral, but over here it's just a small church. But it was to me it was a grand one in North America.
Oh, but yeah, it was beautiful.
As coming into town here, there was a real cathedral, and it was like triple the size. And I hope I have time to tour it in the morning. But
yeah, my wife was old Catholic stuff, old Catholic churches and things.
Yeah, this one last night was built between 1485 and like 1510, so nice. It's pretty old. And
how long have you been doing this, Darren?
I think we're just around 4 years.
Wow.
So just cool. Coming there's put together just during the COVID stuff there. Yeah. We put it together and we kept on. We had the shows booked and it kept on being delayed. I think the first show got delayed 3 times. because we couldn't get in the venues. And
How many
we
shows
just-
a year are you averaging?
this is not so much this year. We're shooting for 40, but
That's
I think
quite a
we're at like 30 or so. This I'm not sure, but I think this a few less this year.
Okay.
So here I have a picture of the band up. Can you see that?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay, you want to introduce your bandmates?
sure. I think everybody there's almost everybody's in there now. So there's myself, to the guy with the long hair on the one side. That's my brother, Ian. The other guy on the side of me is Rob McLaughlin. He plays piano, and then we got drummer.
Yep.
In front of the lounge
Yep.
beer cooler there is Steve McLaughlin. He's no longer with us.
Okay.
He's a fantastic B3 player though.
Wow.
And Chris Molyneux, their sax player. Then you got Liv Gogus, vocals. Andrew Brody does vocals and guitar. Then Roberto Gismondi is a guitar player in the back corner. And everybody's great. It was a great combination of musicians, and we complement each other. And
Nice.
I bet you
yeah,
do
we
a
like what
sound
we're doing,
justice
and-
with all those instruments, man.
Yeah.
well,
yeah.
that's we.
There you go. There's with the instruments. On cue, Mike.
Yeah, that was good.
You got the
Yeah,
backup
so that's-
vocals,
you
got the
need it
sax,
to
the
do it right.
guitars, bass. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely you do. Because
Yeah.
Bob Seger has such a fat sound, man.
Oh, that's why I
You-
love it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, right?
Yeah, there's a
Oh,
lot of
that's not-
personalities, though. Let me tell you, but it's
Oh, sure there is. Sure there is. That's part of being in a band, man.
yeah, there is. You guys would know that, and but we
Oh,
know
yeah.
when we get on stage, it's put everything beside, and
Yep. Yeah. Let's just
it's
jam.
great.
So
Yes.
what's I got one. Yeah. What is the most received song you guys cover?
It's got to be Turn the Page.
Okay. I figured, but
yeah.
I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, then it depends where you are. If you go down to the Detroit market, where we try to play there at least once a year, there's some, that's where Seeger got his
Sure.
start, and there is a lot of old time. They do not even acknowledge the Silver Bullet Band. They want to hear pre.
Nice.
Right
on.
Wow.
So we do a lot of that as well, and that's
Cool.
what we're getting is more received than Turn the Page, but
Mm.
we still have to throw in the 5 or 6, the Hollywood Nights, Turn the
Mhm.
Page, Old Time Rock and Roll,
Night
Yeah.
Move.
that Against the Wind, which are all to me are
Yeah.
impeccable songs.
Yeah. See,
But,
ironically, the one I don't like old time rock and roll. I think Tom Cruise ruined it for me on Risky Business, and I've never liked it since.
Yeah, it took
I
me
can
a few
remove
years to
myself
get
from
back.
that.
We love playing it because the sax solo. We do
Sure.
that same as Seeger does. Every time I saw Seeger, it's like the 5th or 6th song, and he does it on
Okay.
purpose
Okay.
because it gets the place going nuts early. You'd think that would be an encore song.
Yeah.
And so we, 4 songs in, we're warmed up, and then we do that, and that's when the place just really starts going nuts. And
Nice.
yeah,
Hey.
it's fun to play. It's a fun song to play. I admit it. And the guitar and sax solos, really good solos in it. So
Uh-huh.
it just, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
The Tom Cruise movie.
I dig the.
Oh,
I dig the logo, man. It's kind of got the whole classic car into it. You still got the kind
Yeah,
of
the logo is awesome.
the Detroit ties. If you want to go that far, it's cool.
yeah, it's taken. So if you get a Bob Seger one, it's similar but different. We don't want to copy it, but it's the same
Right.
same style and
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Oh, that's all your pictures, man. That's all the photos from your cover. Those were all your cover photos over the years, just so you know. So hey, why we got
okay,
this pulled? Yeah, why we got this pulled up, boys and girls? You can find them on X at Classic Seeger. You can find them on Instagram at Classic Seeger Music. You can email them at info@classicseeger.com. And then, of course, the website is classicseeger.com, which I kind of figured it would be. So that's cool. So here's some stuff from you guys played this place. You played
that
it
was at
or is
church
that
last night.
Really? You played? That's freaking cool, dude.
Dude, that's beautiful.
That is wow.
That's
Well, if you
awesome.
go to the next picture, you'll see it from the outside.
Oh,
Well, that's,
Oh, wow.
wow.
That's amazing, man. Just to have that experience is so cool.
Yeah. That's the church?
That's what. Yeah, that was last night.
Yeah, he's
Holy
right. That would
smokes,
be a
man.
super upgrade in America.
That's fantastic, man.
Yeah, and it's all. I was worried about the sound in that, but it was all. If you saw that last picture, it's all wood. See, there's a lot of
Yeah,
wood in there, so it
yeah.
was warm and
Oh, I bet it sounded amazing.
yeah.
No, so
And
this
that's
was
in,
Ireland. Yeah, it was in Ireland, and all you said was, all I can say Ireland is wow. Did you have potatoes? Did you get some potatoes? Because
we had a
the
lot of
mother,
good food there, but
all right,
they
because
they
yeah,
came to party. It was
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. The
compared to.
motherland loves the Guinness and the ale. They like to get their piss on for sure.
Yeah, we've had a few. We had a few pints while we were there, and but yeah,
There
just
you
the
go.
Dublin crowd was so like
Yeah,
North American. Like they came. They liked their concerts a lot.
The
yeah,
Rialto,
yeah.
Chicago.
There you go. Classic Seeger, right on. Yeah. See, this is the cool thing about Facebook, man. We can pull it up and share your stuff. And where'd that go? Oh,
You're gonna.
this is your shows. Okay.
You'll have
I
to
didn't
hit
mean
me
to do
up the
that.
next time you're in Chicago. I'll come up and see it, Darren.
Yeah, so you're familiar with Rialto?
Oh yeah, I grew up
Yeah,
in
oh, yeah.
Illinois.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're both
no,
from
we
Illinois.
played there
I just moved
last
back
month.
here. Oh man, I wish we would have done this in August. I'd have come seen you.
Yeah, it was that's a beautiful venue. Like it's one of the nicest in the
I
the
saw
country,
quite
I
a few
think.
shows there. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm just scrolling. You guys keep talking. I'm just scrolling through the shows so people can see it.
Yeah,
Are you?
yeah, I
done-
think
are you
that's some
wrap,
of the.
are you wrapping up in April 25th, or does it take a break and go back on the road? I see it stops right here.
So that's
That's in Jersey.
oh, you're on the like there's more added. That's just all we have
Okay. That's
announced,
cool.
and
I think your
Yeah.
screen might be frozen, dude.
Mine?
Yeah, because if you're scrolling, we're not seeing you scroll anymore.
Oh, yeah, I
you're
was
stuck
scrolling.
on like November.
Oh,
yeah,
I'll
that's why
stop-
I'm kind of was
I'll
wondering
stop
what.
sharing then. I'll stop sharing then.
Yeah.
No,
And
you're
then,
fine.
It should fix. No, because that should fix it then.
Yeah, there you go. You weren't
I was
frozen.
just.
Your screen was.
Oh, okay. I just like to share. Like I told you before, Darren. We're all about sharing.
No,
with
that's
the
great.
folks that are on the show.
Yeah, no, I think this is really cool because this is like a cover band on steroids, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're representing one person and you've taken it to a level where you're playing some really cool shows, man. I mean, how many people get to go tour Europe as a musician on any level? That's really cool.
Yeah, and I'm hoping. So I'm putting this together as one of the few tribute bands. I don't know any who's done it, and I've gotten so many calls from other tribute bands just wanting, and I'm sure it's going to be flooded when I get back. How do we do this? How do you? And I made some great contacts here, so I'm hoping it just paves the way. I've already made some mistakes on this tour coming over here. You learn, and next time you go back, you do it smarter. And
Sure.
Yep.
so I'm hoping met some great promoters here that we can bring some more over, because obviously there's incredible musicians in North America, bands as there is here, but it's if we can.
So let me ask you this. Obviously, you did it because you're a huge Bob Seger fan, but did you see a niche in the market that there wasn't a Bob Seger tribute band? Is that one of the reasons you picked it, or just more so because you were such a huge fan?
I'd say a little bit of both. Always a huge Seeger fan, and there was so obviously grew up in Canada. There was only one at the time that was doing it, like I can say, at this level, and they split for a bit. And I saw that, and so I thought and COVID was going on, so I said, there's nobody doing it in Canada too much, and now they're back together, that band, and they're a fantastic band as well. I just I'm sure we butt heads at venues sometimes, but we're all doing the doing it for the same thing, playing Bob Seger music, and
So can I make a
there was a
suggestion?
niche. Sure.
When you do your next tribute band, because you're
Yeah.
from Canada, Chris is going to turn this into a drinking game. He knows where I'm going with this. Every time we talk to Canadians, tell me about the Tragically Hip. Put one of those tribute bands together.
Yeah, there's enough over here.
Is there?
There's,
Really?
Oh, they're
Dude,
they're
they are like, you have no idea how popular this band is in Canada. Like Canada loves it. They have a day named after them.
yeah,
They
It's
just
funny,
never
I
took
saw
off in
them-
the States.
they never took off, and I don't know if that was
Except for me in my own little world, and
Yeah.
the dude that I had a friend that used to fly around the country repairing robotics equipment.
okay.
He used to fly around the world. So he went to Canada and he actually
Hey.
saw the Tragically Hip in concert back in the 80s. and he bought
Uh-huh.
the cassette at the time, and he brought it back, and he said, "Dude, you got to hear these guys. They're right up your alley." Because I like songwriting kind of bands where
Yeah.
nobody is the star, right? The song is the star.
Yep.
And that's the Tragically Hip. The song is the star. There is no star in that band.
No,
Other than,
and
you know, Gord would be for you guys. Canada embraced him.
yeah, they sure did. And he passed away a few years ago now. But so I saw them first time. It used to be a bar in Sarnia called the Campbell Street Station, where all the upcoming, it was on the rotation, and the Tragically Hip came in there on a Monday night. This was before they were anybody,
Been
and
there, done that.
they played, and we got the tape. We can't find the tape that the sound man gave us because we would not. So they were doing old Stone stuff, the Monkees, like Ain't Your Stepping Stone and Mary, Mary. I think the only original they played that show at that time was off their first album, Last American Exit is a song.
Great song.
But we hung out with them. We were in the band. They came over our house. So the guitar player, Baker, I was kind of seeing a girl at the time. So he stole the girl from me that night. And a couple weeks later, they were getting ready to hit a day off. So he hitchhiked from Toronto down to Sarnia 3 hours to see this girl. And they brought him over to my house. So we're carrying on doing stuff all night. Then we had to drive him back at 3 a.m. to Toronto to get on the tour bus. But that's my Tragically Hip story. But
That's awesome, man. I bring up a band, he has a personal story. I love it.
Right?
yeah, I don't have a lot, but yeah.
They were one of
Whatever
the favorites
reason.
out of Canada for sure.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
so-
They never
so-
made. I don't know if it was their management or why they just didn't take off the states. I know they tried. So it was the same. It was the same as Seeger in the early '70s. Like around Detroit, he sold more albums than the Beatles.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then he would go, and Florida did very well. But he would go in the outside the Midwest, and like he'd play in front of 30,000 people in Detroit. The next day, he'd be playing maybe 1,000 people,
Yeah.
Yep.
and nobody. That was the same with the Hip. They would play in Toronto, say, and 20,000 people. Then go to Chicago, and boy, they're lucky at 500 people. It's
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
kind of,
management.
yeah. I think it's just the music because it's Alter Bridge. I'm sure you've heard of Alter Bridge, right? The basically the band Creed with Miles Kennedy as the singer. Creed's
That's
huge
right.
in the United States, right? Creed will fill Madison Square Garden 3 nights in a row, no problem. Alter Bridge will play a 2,500 seat venue here and pack it. Then they'll go overseas and they'll sell out Wembley 3 nights in a row. So what's the difference between Alter Bridge and Creed? Is just the vocalist. Miles
Yeah.
is a better singer, in my opinion. Stapp's a little, office rocker, which is cool because I loved Creed when they came out because our band was. People ask what we sounded like. I was like, well, we were kind of Creed before Creed was Creed, just from the writing standpoint and lyrically, and I had a better range than Stapp, but it doesn't make any sense, right? Because you have the exact same core musicians, just Miles Kennedy, who has a better voice, better range, and can do a lot more vocally than Stapp could ever do. But in the United States, they're just like, yeah, okay, 5, 10, maybe 15,000 seat venues. But overseas, they huge venues.
Yeah.
But you know as well as I do that timing is everything, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Chris is right, and I wear this with a badge of honor, and I have for a long time. We had their idea long before they did. I also had the idea of Evanescence long before they did. They got there before I did, right? I said, if you take a kick-ass, tight metal band and you put a beautiful woman with a great voice in front of that band, it'll sell like hotcakes, right?
Yeah, it should.
So in the middle of the grunge revolution, Chris and I were like, if we just play straight ahead rock and roll, people are going to eat it up because they're going to miss it at some point. And they did. So timing is everything too, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And the fact that we wrote how we wrote, we didn't write. We write like how Bob Seger writes. It's life. It's not all about getting laid and partying and, we wrote about life. Everything that I wrote about lyrically had reason behind it and substance behind it. It was just, it wasn't, we weren't Van Halen lyrically, right?
Yeah.
We're beautiful girls and shit. Cause Van Halen did that.
Yeah.
You don't need another Van Halen.
We always say
Right?
there's nothing wrong with that. We love
No.
listening to that as much
Yeah,
as
Yeah,
anybody,
but-
but
absolutely.
we wanted
But
to
it's
have,
funny you say that. If you really dive into Bob Seger songs, he was talking about getting laid a lot.
Oh, he is.
In-
But the
in
way
his
he
own
does
way.
it,
yes.
right? That's what I'm saying.
Kind of
You
like
take your
Bon
own-
Scott did in AC/DC. It was very innuendo when he
Yes.
was in the band. And then if you think about it, when Brian Johnson came in the band, they were like, fuck it, we'll just say this is what we're doing, right? But I always appreciated Bon Scott's innuendos just like Bob Seger's innuendos.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the song that would get me going for Bob Seger, if you play that one, is Her Strut. I love that too.
Yeah.
That's the attitude of I'm gonna get that chick without being gross about it, right?
Yeah, that's a good song. Yeah. We're
You guys
not
do
doing
that
that
one?
over here right now, but we do that quite a bit. That's a great song that
Tell the
But,
boys you're gonna throw it in the set list tonight for me.
we
just 'cause
we could, yeah.
I like that one. It
Yeah.
got a great groove to it.
Yeah.
Excellent guitar lick. I'm a guitar player, so I'm gonna gravitate
Yeah.
towards really cool guitar parts.
Yeah, and that's one of the heavier ones. That's from the Against the Wind album, I think, and that's one of the heavier songs on it. And
For sure.
yeah.
The one that really makes my hair stand on end is Night Moves. And just because I was a kid during that time when that came out, and we were all at that age, that he was talking about. I love the feel of that. We always talk about the space between the notes, right? There's so much space in that song. I don't know. It's one of those perfection kind of moments,
Yeah. So yeah, he recorded that one in Toronto. That song. The rest of the album was done in Muscle Shoals, which we talked about. But Jack Richardson was a famous producer out of Toronto. He worked with Kiss, I guess, who, anybody, like the list, and the Seeger just wanted to change up, so he drove all the way to Toronto to meet him, and he just started strumming that. He said, "This is a song we're going to work tonight." So he did it in one night. He brought the musicians back in. Never met Seeger, any of them, and they recorded that in Toronto one night. Then he drove back to the States, and that was his biggest song.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
That's
story.
what made it for him. Yeah.
Night Moves is the one that broke him out?
Yeah. So Live Bullet album.
Right on. Yeah.
The live album came out in '76.
Yeah.
Live Bullet, and that started to get some traction.
Okay.
And then about 6 months later, Night Moves album came out, and that's just that song in particular. And then it also has Main Street on it. Rock and Roll Never Forgets. It's
yeah. Main Street's a cool song. Oh
Absolutely.
yeah. Main Street
There's
is
another
the
one that
yeah,
just the
yeah.
space between the notes. It just
Yeah.
keeps you lulling along with the tune all the time.
Yeah, so that's one of the ones when we first found it went to Muscle Shoals, we played, we recorded, and you had that sense at the same piano, and this song probably was not played in this room again since 1975, and it was just it's a nerd musician moment, I guess. But
Yeah.
Well, there's a great example talking about a nerd musician moment. If you sped that song up even like 2 or 3 beats a minute, it would ruin the whole song. That's a great
Yeah.
example for musicians and songwriters. Tempo is everything, right?
yeah,
It's that.
having a great
meandering-
producer with him. Punk Andrews was always his manager and producer, and they had the right people. You need somebody listening for that, make
Yep.
sure and I'm sure he had his own, he knew that himself as well, but you're 100% right. That's what have ruined that song.
Yeah, I'm one of those musicians who I've always been open to constructive criticism because I know I don't know it all, and I count on those people. That Chris will say that sometimes when we're writing songs, it's like it's either too fast or too slow. I need you to speed it up, man. I'm running out of air.
Yeah.
He'll make a joke about it instead of. There was no egos in our band, so instead of being an asshole about things, we would just say it in a funny way. He's like, "You got to get through that section a little faster." I've only got so much breath. I'm a human being,
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah.
So how many more dates do you have left on this tour?
I think we have 7 shows left while we're here in a week and a half. So it's a lot. It's
Wow.
busy. And the coolest thing, though, and it's coming up on Monday, we get to we're talking about being able to record in Muscle Shoals. I think this trumps that for us nerd musicians. We get to record at Abbey Road Studio
No.
right on.
in Studio 2.
So when you go record, like when you record at Muscle Shoals and now you're going to record at Abbey Road, what are you recording? You just doing covers, or are you doing your own
We're
stuff?
just doing Seeger promo. We're doing our promos, and we'll do videos. And I don't care if we record anything there. I just want to sit in that room.
That is so cool. I'm with you, man. Just to nerd out and look at the gear. Hey,
Yeah.
turn everything on. I want to see the lights.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
but that's a lot of the same equipment, and it's Studio 2. That's the Beatles one. That's where they recorded
Okay.
99% of the
Yeah.
stuff. And
Right on.
they said if that one was booked, this is months ago. They said, if you can't have that one, we can offer you Studio 3. And I'm looking at that. Well, that's where Dark Side of the Moon was mixed and recorded. So that would have been a good second.
There was a
But,
show that I used to watch. I can't find it anymore. It was called Inside Abbey Road, and they would have. That's how I was introduced to Damien Rice. Do you know who Damien Rice is?
Yeah, I know the name. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Irish singer. He's fantastic. What the hell is his name? I'm gonna butcher the name. Gerardo Kai or something. A really cool soul R&B guy, but had a rock hit flip to it. Goo Goo Dolls was in there. Oh fuck! It was one of those things I like watching. Not so much documentaries, but I could. Mike and I have talked about there needs to be a streaming platform with just access to all the musicians, all their stuff, all their videos, their tours, all the genres of music, just like an MTV on steroids, because MTV sucks ass now. But
Yeah.
it's just something where you could dial up. Like you can go to YouTube Music and I can dial up shit, but it'd be cool just to have Alphabet Catalog, boom. But it was really
Specifically
cool.
Just music.
Right, but it was really cool because you were inside the studio, right? Inside Abbey Road, and they would show the whole studio sound, and then the bands they'd play a song, and then they would talk about the studio experience and talk about the song. They'd only do like 3 songs, and it was usually 2 or 3 bands per the 40-minute episode, and they'd all play 2 or 3 songs. But it was really cool because you could just you could see as a viewer the impact that being in that space has on them, because it's like so much history.
Yeah.
So much music has come out of that building over the years, and the spirits that's got to be in there, and the vibe, and just because that's the biggest thing about studios, right? The vibe and just how you feel when you walk in, and just it's like the first time we played at the Mason Jar, this place in Phoenix. I didn't realize that Pearl Jam was on the stage, and they have these photos all over the bar inside and of the bands that played, and so before the show, I was walking around and looking at the band, I'm like, holy shit, Eddie Vedder stood there, and at the time, Eddie Vedder was one of my vocal, like,
Yeah.
whoa. So
Pearl
that was
Jam
just
went through there. Nirvana
Yeah.
went through there.
Yeah.
Tool went through there. Just
It's just
amazing,
amazing.
huge
Yeah.
bands that went on to sell millions and millions of records.
Yeah, and you feel that, right? You feel the vibe. You feel like when my last band is, and we recorded 4 songs at Dolly Parton Studio in Nashville, and you walked in and you just knew, like, holy shit. There's the hallway between the vocal booth and the band part, because everything was recorded live, and the producers room, the boards and shit. The whole hallway was written and autographed and signed.
Yeah,
And
I
just-
love that.
And you can't recognize some of the signatures, right? Because you're sloppy. But I can only say my signature's on a wall in Dolly Parton Studio. But it was just, so you just felt it, right? You just felt like this place is just, you're just like, something's gonna happen here that's badass, because you're in this element where all these creative juices have gone through, and they've left a piece of their soul on the wall, and that just bleeds into everything cheesy. I know, but that's just kind of
No, I exactly know. Yeah.
That's part of being
That's
a
why I said I
musician.
could care less if we record on Monday. I just want to be in that room
Yeah,
and looking around
yeah.
and stuff.
yeah, just laying on the floor
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah.
And those are feelings only a musician can understand, right? Because if somebody who has not put the passion of a lifetime into music that the 3 of us have, they would just be standing there going, well, yeah, I mean, it's cool, but
Yeah.
Yeah, like my wife brought her about. I'm pointing, I'm the little kid, and she's that's cool. That's
Yeah.
they say
that's
things
a
like,
beer stain on a carpet,
interesting.
Yeah, but
That's awesome.
yeah, but you got to be nerds about something, and
Absolutely.
there's worse things.
There is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, music
So
is
what's
a
on-
healthy
what's-
addiction.
It is. So what's the future for Classic Seeger, Darren?
We're just booked. We're booked just starting into 2027, and
Wow.
we're just as I mentioned, we talked about Night Moves album, and I mentioned a Live Bullet. They both turn 50
Wow.
next year,
Okay.
so we're doing
Right on.
some. We're going to do some dedicated shows,
Cool.
just doing those albums, and just switch it up a bit, and
Right on.
just see what happens. Yeah, we're just booking and
Cool. I'm going to share
going
your-
as long as we can. We don't know if we're done tomorrow or we're just going to go
Right.
as long as we can.
So is this
Right.
all your guys' full-time jobs, or do you plan this around jobs that you have?
Most little of both. lot of people are retired, and some of us, like myself, that's all we do. And a few people have jobs that they can book around.
Okay.
So we give as much notice, and we play with sub musicians as well that fill in.
Yeah.
So if we have enough time, and I think we've used almost everybody. If we need a guitar player can't make it, we have musicians that know the material that sits in. So
Well, I was just curious because it seems like at the level you guys are playing, it would be a full-time job for most of you at least.
Yeah.
it is, but people have family vacation stuff too. So yeah,
Sure.
it's very common that we use a sub player, and we prefer the original guys, obviously, and just because
Yeah, you get used to playing
Yeah.
with the same guys. for
that's
sure.
right. But it's fun playing with new people too. So
Sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm showing your website as you guys are talking. So I'm on the song list. So these
Oh,
are
beautiful
no.
loser. Come on, how did I forget?
Yeah, right. Against the
Yeah.
wind. Yeah. Fire Lake, Fire Down Below. Yeah.
See, there's another one. Chevy could have ruined Against the Wind for everybody. Don't let him do that.
Roll
It's
Me
still
Away.
A great song. Roll Me
Uh-huh.
Away.
Roll Me Away, fantastic song.
Rambling
Yeah,
Gambling
that goes
Man,
over.
That's one of my favorites.
yeah, Roll Me Away's pretty. I mean, you were talking about
Yeah.
the biggest that one, a very well known song, and
Right.
Okay,
So
I
yeah.
see one there. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Give me your opinion on Shakedown.
amazing song to play.
Thank you.
Our guitar player just shreds in it. You
I
got to
love
listen
that.
to the live version. No, was that the there's a live version that he does. It's different from the Beverly Hills Cop. It's it's great
Yeah, he
guitar
played.
and
Yeah, when he played Shakedown here on his farewell concert, that it got the crowd rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Strut was funny. The story he told about her strut, he didn't realize that was being played in the strip clubs. And then in the year that they
Yeah.
came out, one of the 80s, I want to say 88, don't quote me, he won a Grammy or something for that, or American, some award based on that, as it had the most plays on the radio
Yeah.
or something. And so when he's talking about it to the crowd, he's explaining all that. And we're like, what song is he talking about? And then he's like, "Oh, I'd love to watch her strut," It's like, but it made sense, right? But a stripper picks up that song.
Absolutely.
And what are they doing? They're strutting.
so one has a
you
great
know,
groove for it too. So
I may or may
Totally.
not have heard that song in a strip club myself.
Right.
we may or may not have. Yeah, that song list needs to be updated. I'm glad you showed that.
You're welcome.
There's a lot of
I'm here to
lot of
help,
new stuff.
Darren.
A lot of new
here-
stuff we do other than that.
He provides
I'm
a
here.
great public service, Darren.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here to help.
You're gonna send me
All
the
right.
bill, eh?
No, not at all. It's just you ever come to Arizona, reach out, and I'll bring the wife. We'll check you guys out.
Absolutely.
You ever go to Chicago, reach out to Mike.
Oh, we'd
he'll
love
come
that,
hang out. Yeah,
That's the
Until-
cool thing about this is I really hope that I know you guys are going to keep playing. So when you come back around again, if you're near Chicago or Peoria, it's cool to be able to come out and see you guys. We've had comedians and musicians, and really like to pay back. And see
Oh,
what you guys
100%.
do.
Yeah, we'd definitely make it happen. And yeah, it's too bad we didn't. Like you said, we just played outside Chicago there last month. That would have worked out fine.
Yeah, it's crazy that picture is that recent. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That stage is just still beautiful.
there's my favorite one, and that's
too.
how we're gonna wrap this puppy up, boys and girls. That's Darren from Classic Seeger. Check them out, ClassicSeegerBand.com. They're booking shows and playing shows until 2027. They're going to start doing some 50th anniversary tours related to Night Moves and the live Bullet. Correct.
Correct. Yeah.
Correct. So we wrap up every show like this. If you're feeling sad, depressed, or suicidal, don't do it. Go scream at a pillow, go run, go journal, go work out, call somebody. If you can't get a hold of somebody, text 988. Someone will miss you. You will leave a hole in someone's heart because someone does love you and care about you. And tomorrow is a better day with you waking up in it. For the Chris and Mike Show, I'm Chris, he's Mike, and that's Darren from Classic Seeger. Check them out live. I'm sure you'll be blown away. Super nice guy. We loved having you on the show. When you come back to the States sometime in 2026, let's get you back on and we can talk more about your European tour and how fantastic it was. Sound like a plan?
That sounds awesome. Appreciate it,
brother.
guys.
All right.
Thanks
thank
again
you,
for
man.
coming on, Darren. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Thanks.
Love you, brother.